Part 25. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 241. Come on, don't be sad anymore, give me a grand first night. She put her arms around Zhang Zizai's neck, her smile blooming like a flower, as if those fears and sadness didn't exist. Zhang Zizai just held her and usually liked to move her hands and feet, but this time, he didn't move at all. So, you asked me to be a waste for 2 years, pretending not to know what would happen, and only sharing joys and sorrows with you. This is impossible. From today on, I will be a loser every day. I won't forget, I won't watch you die. This is impossible. Zhang Zizai gritted his teeth and shook his head. Fool, no one can change anything. This is the curse of the ancient gods, don't you know? Who are the ancient gods? Whoever curses you, I will kill. His eyes were red. You must not let others hear your rebellious words. This is the Shen Section 9. Immortals said worriedly. I'm serious. I swear, I will never let you leave me. Zhang Zizai went a little crazy. Okay, good boy, let's find a solution together. Although she said this, Zhang Zizai didn't know that she was just trying to comfort herself. She had already accepted her fate. You accept your fate, I will not accept your fate. No matter who it is, no matter what the obstacle is, since I like you, I don't want this life anymore, and I can't do nothing. Okay, let me ask you again. You can be intimate with me today. Are you coming or not? She might want to use her gentleness to resolve Zhang Zizai's anger at his fate at this moment. No. She didn't expect that this young man who used to long for something to happen to her every day would reject her today. She is so proactive. They are all going to die anyway, so as long as he loves himself, there is nothing to care about. Unexpectedly, he flatly refused and said, unless I have a way to keep you alive, I won't touch you. Why, you bastard, do you want me to remain a prostitute until the day I die? Zhang Zizai gritted his teeth and shook his head. He didn't think so, but she had no confidence, but he didn't know how high the sky was. His dignity and responsibility told him that if he agreed to her, it would be equivalent to surrendering to fate and treating the remaining 2 years as the end of his life. He cannot surrender to fate. Why, the 9 immortals couldn't figure it out. Zhang Zizai grabbed her hands and held them tightly. I don't want to love you for 2 years, I want to love you for a lifetime. He was so passionate and truly moved that she was a little confused. However, 2 years was her whole life. You regret it now. I told you not to provoke me. I won't bring you happiness. As the night got darker, Zhang Zizai hugged her and didn't speak for a long time. She felt a little distressed and gently stroked the young man's back, feeling that she had transferred the problem of fate to him. Destiny is a scourge, who can resist it? Zhang Zizai tore open the skirt of her clothes. He wanted to see the magic spell clearly and remember it deeply. The white patch of snow came into view. A 9 immortals breathed softly, and that voice could easily turn people into beasts. However, Zhang Zizai was not affected at all. He remembered the magic spell deeply and helped her sort out her clothes. You used to have nosebleeds. Why can you hold it in so well today? Is it because your charm has dropped? Juxian bit his red lips and asked unwillingly. I understand what a man should do for the person he likes. If I can't protect you, I don't want to touch you. In the past, when I didn't know that my fate would be so bumpy, I just thought I could take advantage. Now, if this is still the case, how can I be worthy of her? It seems that my baby cabbage has grown up. It's a pity that I don't want to eat it, Juxian said aggrievedly. Sooner or later, it will be yours, let me grow longer. After a long time, Zhang Zizai finally calmed down a little. Starting tomorrow, I will think of a way. I don't believe that I can't save you in 2 years. By the way. He tore open the placket on his chest and saw the green talisman. Tell me, can it save you? Zhang Zizai asked. It's really wonderful, the talisman is on his chest, and the magic spell is on the chest of the 9 immortals. I don't know. Maybe it's the 6 talismans, but it's yours. It can only save you. If I die, will it become ownerless and you can use it? Zhang Zizai asked. Zhu Xian was frightened, and she quickly said nervously, don't do stupid things. It's not worth it. My life cannot be compared with yours. Trading life for life is indeed not the best way. If I dig out this piece of meat, can I dig out this talisman? Zhang Zizai asked. No, it's so bloody. Okay, little fool, there are still 2 years left, don't be anxious, I just believe you, okay. Zhang Zizai was not in a hurry. At least, he could try it by cutting off the piece of meat from his chest. That little pain is nothing. You said, before you gave birth to me, you gave birth to me and I am already old. But I will not let you grow old. You must remember what I said and never lose hope. Yes, Zhu Xian nodded heavily. This young man spoke so sincerely and had such strong beliefs that she was truly moved even when he was fighting against fate. So, let's continue living as we did before. Come, let's practice together and become stronger together. Zhang Zizai said excitedly. This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. Okay. She may still be a little dazed. She looked at this passionate young man in a daze. With him, life seemed to never be lonely. I really want to protect him, accompany him, and walk the lifelong path, he said, but will fate and heaven give me this opportunity? No one could answer. Only his passion seemed to make her full of hope for the future. What a fool, I delivered it to his door today, but he didn't want it. Everyone knows how long your little brother has been holding his head high, but he is just stubborn. She smiled in her heart, but she didn't say it out loud, otherwise Zhang Zizai, who was still righteous just now, would be embarrassed. He himself didn't realize that his little brother had betrayed his heart. The night passed quickly during the practice. In the morning, she washed her face, tidied her clothes, and took care of herself in an orderly manner, and even praised herself for being handsome. Girls who can take care of others are really enjoying it. For example, Lu Dingxing, Bai Shenjin, and others came out in the morning, all messy, and they were single. Today is the God's Luck Day, go to the origin altar to test your God's luck, but don't have any hope. I am a person cursed by the ancient gods. If you hang out with me, be careful that others are all geniuses and treasures, and you can only get a rotten egg from the ancient gods. Juxian laughed tenderly. Life still has to be easy. So they all seemed to be teasing each other as before, relaxed and at ease. But Zhang Zizai will not forget that from today on, he has a new determination and mission. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 242. As soon as Zhang Zizai walked out of the room, he saw Ling Qingtian and Feng Xiaoao playing chess in the pavilion not far away. Alas, you are so stupid, you are really eclipsed by my cleverness, Feng Xiaoao laughed. Don't brag, you won a game after playing all night. Ling Qingtian stood up. He estimated that the time was almost up. Just when he saw Zhang Zizai coming out, he said, let's go to the origin altar and see your luck. Speaking of which, your luck is good. The second day after you came here is the God's Fortune Day. If you come 2 or 3 days later, you have to wait for another half a year. Generally speaking, there is a God's Fortune Day every half a year. The disciples who come to the God sect within this half year have one chance to test their God's fortune. High God's fortune means that the ancient gods favor you, and you will get more resources and attention in the future. Zhang Zizai thought it was amazing, so he also wanted to know what was going on. Wait for you to come back. Don't mess around outside. Juxian packed him up and sent him out, just like a young wife at home. Feng Xiaoao saw Zhang Zizai and waved his hand, saying, come, my beloved disciple, come to the master's arms. Zhang Zizai rolled his eyes and said, don't be like that, men should not touch each other. Haha. In fact, Zhang Zizai's temperament is also casual and free. This Feng Xiaoao is really a strange person, even more interesting. He and Ling Qingtian took Zhang Zizai with them and sat on the white moon peng to the origin altar. Flying through the jungle and lakes, wrapped in the rich heaven and earth vitality, it was like traveling through the fairyland and arrived at the origin altar in the center of the divine section. The origin altar is not big. It is an octagonal highland of 1 acre, like a Bagua formation. But the flat land around the origin altar is very vast. Now there are about 1,000 people waiting around. The origin altar will not be open on weekdays. Only on the God's Fortune Day can the disciples come to test the God's fortune. All the people who came here were new priests. Looking around, most of them were about 10 years old, much younger than Zhang Zizai. They basically showed amazing talents at a very young age and were sent directly to the divine sect. Xiankang said that Zhang Zizai was too old and not worth cultivating, and he had his reasons. Feng Xiaoao was a newly promoted holy servant of the Beast God Palace, and was considered a celebrity. When he arrived, other servants made way for him and let him go to the front. On the day of the divine luck, every new priest had a chance. There was not much difference between going first and going last, so everyone lined up one by one, and there was nothing to compete for. Brother, as soon as she came here, someone hugged her from behind, naturally Ruo Xiaoyu. Her priest Gu Xianying was behind her, smiling at them. Not far away, Qiu Yi and Wan Qian also came here. The 5 of them were all together again. How do you feel in the Wood God Palace and the Spirit God Palace? Zhang Zizai asked with concern. The God servant is very kind to me, but I'm a little bored and don't know many people. Ruo Xiaoyu must want to play with them. Wang Qian said, I'm fine, there are many things to learn. He has a dull personality, so it doesn't matter if he's bored. It's okay, brother will come to see you often. Zhang Zizai smiled, glanced at Lu Dingxing, and said, Panda will also go often, right? Lu Dingxing felt that his thoughts were seen through by Zhang Zizai, and he was a little embarrassed for a while, and smiled awkwardly. While talking, Zhang Zizai was actually observing. He watched a priest walk up to the altar. Suddenly, a secret book appeared out of thin air in front of him and fell into his hand. He looked down and was immediately ecstatic. This scene was simply incredible. How did the secret book appear? The 5 of them were stunned. There was nothing in the void, and suddenly a book fell out and fell into the man's hand. Could it be that it was really a direct reward from the ancient god? Is it related to divine luck? Zhang Zizai felt that the wonders of this world were simply incredible. Perhaps the ancient god was really beside everyone. When the young man came down, everyone looked at him with envy. It turned out to be a low-grade moon-level battle tactic. Although it can't be used now, it can be used in the future. And it shows that his divine luck is very good, and he will definitely have a bright future. I'm envious. This scene made everyone excited and nervous. What will the ancient god give them when they come to the divine sect? Is their divine luck good or bad? Soon, everything will be revealed. Zhang Zizai was not late in arriving with them. He lined up in the queue, and it was their turn soon. There should be hundreds of people behind. He observed for a while and found that everyone's divine luck was indeed good and bad. The good ones could get the evolution source, top divine weapons, and top secrets. Even if they couldn't use them, they could sell them in exchange for a lot of treasures. And if the divine luck was high, they would be valued more by the divine servants. As for those with bad luck, although they are not bad, there is a young man who got a first-grade spirit stone and walked down with tears in his eyes. People around him were unwilling to get close to him. This is simply being despised by the ancient gods. Brother, what will we get? Ruo Xiaoyu was full of hope. Who knows, you go up first. Finally, it was their turn. After thinking for a long time below, it would be better to go up directly. Full of hope and excitement, Ruo Xiaoyu walked up to the origin altar. Not long after, she had a small pink box in her hand. She didn't know what was inside. When she opened it, she found a row of small silver needles, about 100 of them. This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. Top level moon level magic weapon, flower shadow needle. God's luck is so good. She didn't even know what it was, but someone with sharp eyes recognized it at once. For a while, Ruo Xiaoyu became the object of people's envy. Who is this? It seems to be with Gu Xianying's divine servant. It should be her new worshipper. Why haven't I seen it before? It's probably only been a few days. She looks so cute, with big eyes. People began to discuss Ruo Xiaoyu. Ruo Xiaoyu was flattered and returned to Zhang Zizai in shame. Zhang Zizai took a look at the treasure she got and found it was really good. It might be better than the quality of Lanja sword. It's my turn, Bai Shenjing couldn't wait to go up. As a result, the ancient god was really honest and gave him 5,000 4th-grade spirit stones directly. This was a huge fortune that could buy a lot of things. It was really greedy and made people laugh and cry. That's great. The ancient god knows me and knows what to give. It's not as good as giving me money. Bai Shenjin was very happy. After all, they were young and felt that this method was really interesting. And it was full of suspense. Their divine luck was really good. Then Wanqian went up and got the middle grade moon level battle tactics, called soul killing pupil technique. This was a battle tactic tailored for him. Sure enough, the ancient god knew him very well and knew what he needed. Lu Dingxing was not sure at first, but as soon as he went up, a pair of huge divine weapons fell in front of him. On the left was a huge hammer, and on the right was an axe. Both were heavyweight weapons. They fell on the origin altar and made a huge noise. People stared with wide eyes. What was that? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 243. Moon Level Magic Weapon. Wind Breaking Axe and Mountain Breaking Hammer. Two were given directly. Who is this guy? He looks quite old, and his luck is so good. Lu Dingxing got two totem magic weapons at once. Judging from his luck, it should be the best so far today. When he struggled to carry the two weapons down, people were discussing and asking about him. It seemed that he would be famous in the divine sect today. However, these two heavyweight weapons were very huge. When he transformed into a divine demon panda, they should be just right for use. If you think about it carefully, this monster is really scary with a hammer in one hand and an axe in the other. Then it was Zhang Zizai's turn. Seeing that the four of them had such good luck, Zhang Zizai was very pleased. But he thought that his luck would not be too good. If it was good, he would not have awakened the totem at the age of 15. When he was about to step onto the origin altar, he suddenly felt some palpitating eyes. He turned his head to the side and saw a familiar person. It was the holy servant Xiankang. He was standing not far from Zhang Zizai. Beside him, there was an old man in a brown robe. Xiankang had white hair, but this old man had black hair. It was just from his face that he looked quite old. This man's face was even more old-fashioned. His whole face looked like tree bark, cold and dry. Xiankang, Lin Mu, why are you staring at my disciple like this? You are so old, but you still like fair and tender young men. Just when Zhang Zizai felt some pressure, a teasing voice suddenly sounded behind him. Zhang Zizai knew why they were looking at him. It was obvious that they saw that he had a good relationship with Juxian yesterday. It turned out that this other old man was another enemy of Juxian, Lin Mu of the Wood God Palace, and his son Lin Xiaoun was also dead. Shut up, you are saying such dirty words in such a serious occasion. If the palace master knew, would he let you go wild? Xiankang said angrily. Go away, I'm not afraid of you. Feng Xiaoao is a typical lawless person. If they talk to him, these two will be pissed off. Zhang Zizai didn't bother to care about them. He stepped onto the origin altar and did nothing next. He just waited. Ancient God. He looked around the origin altar. Standing here, it seemed that the people around him became very far away. He raised his head and looked at the sky. He suddenly saw that there seemed to be a vast golden vortex above. This golden vortex is so magnificent, but when I was outside just now, it seemed that I couldn't see it at all. Is it really a miracle? He was shocked. Whether it was the origin pillar or the origin altar, it made him feel that he was so close to the ancient God. Dad and Mom, are you really up there? Zhang Zizai thought of them. At this moment, a black egg fell from the sky and landed in his hands. Zhang Zizai immediately smelled a bad smell. He really wanted to cry but had no tears. Juxian, you are such a bad mouth. Why is it really a rotten egg? It's over, I'm going to make a sensation in the divine sect this time. Others are all secret evolution sources, but he is good. In this grand occasion, a rotten egg fell from the sky. What is that? Others haven't seen it clearly yet, so they are a little confused. Zhang Zizai can only put it away quickly and leave sadly. He put a little force on his hand, and the eggshell of the rotten egg broke directly. Suddenly, a black gas came out from it. It was a breath of death, which was so creepy. The black gas quickly condensed in the air and turned into a skull pattern. For a while, darkness enveloped the origin altar, and the suffocating gloom swept everyone's heart. It seemed that the whole world was shrouded in death. A miserable, terrible sound of ghosts and wolves howling came from the mouth of the skull, making every little priest tremble at this time. What is that? People were stunned. What on earth was so terrible? Level 5 evolution source death. Oh my god. It's death. Zhang Zizai was still worrying about how to deal with this rotten egg, when he suddenly heard Feng Xiaoao's earth-shaking scream. 5. Level 5 evolution source, death. Zhang Zizai stared blankly at the terrifying skull in front of him, and the skull was also looking at him grimly. He was a little overwhelmed. Isn't this a rotten egg? But at this moment, the skull made of mist turned into mist again. This time it went directly into the totem at the center of his eyebrows. In an instant, the black dragon totem turned into a vortex, which was a manifestation of totem evolution. Level 5 evolution source, rare in the world. This is the top treasure between heaven and earth. Even the holy servants would be eager to get such a thing that can change fate. Level 4 evolution source God and demon is far inferior to this death. Zhang Zizai didn't know what kind of evolution source this death was. When the totem evolved, he passed out, but his body was still sitting on the origin altar. What he didn't know was that his body was now shrouded in black air, which spread and sealed the entire origin altar. He had no idea what it would be like to have a level 5 evolution source appear directly on the origin altar. From the historical records to the present, there have been tens of thousands of years and 20,000 divine days, and there has never been a treasure like the level 5 evolution source. This Zhang Zizai is the person with the highest divine luck in the past 10,000 years. He was originally a wild level totem. If the totem evolves successfully this time, his future is really limitless. Ling Qingtian and Feng Xiaoao were both shocked. Everyone was looking at the black air on the origin altar, their eyes full of envy. Just as Zhang Zizai expected, he would cause a sensation in the divine sect on the second day after he came to the divine sect, not because of rotten eggs, but because of the god of death. The news will spread soon. The new priests were unable to move their feet now, looking at Zhang Zizai with exaggerated eyes. Even the divine servant and the holy servant were stunned at this time. On the divine fortune day, he could actually get the 5th level evolution source, which is really a miracle. This young man is called Zhang Zizai. How could his divine fortune be so high? Even Lu Dingxing and others had to admit at this time that their boss was really a complete pervert. Other people's divine fortune day only tested a divine fortune, but he was good. A 5th level evolution source came directly. Which ancient god arranged this? I now believe that his parents are gods and gave it to him directly, right? Bai Shenjin said enviously. Even Ling Qingtian couldn't answer this question. Now, everyone was waiting for his totem to evolve, and even the god's fortune day was interrupted because he was still up there and no one else could get in. An hour later, the scene remained the same. Some of the priests looked at the time and panicked. Master God Servant, the time for the totem to evolve cannot be determined. If he doesn't come down, won't we be unable to go up? We have been waiting for several months for this God's fortune day. Some people have already started asking. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 244. From the Divine Servant, he asked the nearby Holy Divine Servant. Finally, he asked Xiankang. He and Lin Mu looked at each other, and Xiankang stood up and appeared at the origin altar. Feng Xiaoao, an hour has passed. Move your disciples away. Although he has obtained a treasure, there are still hundreds of disciples left. Everyone has the right to the divine luck day. We can't let him affect everyone alone, Xiankang said loudly. Feng Xiaoao curled his lips and said, it's still early before the end of today. There are hundreds of people. 1 hour is enough. If you touch him now, if it causes the evolution to fail and the divine sect loses a top genius, will you be responsible? Have you ever seen a disciple with such high divine luck? No matter how high the divine luck is, the divine sect must pay attention to fairness. Others have been waiting for half a year, why should they be delayed? His statement attracted the support of many disciples. After all, they haven't gone up yet, and everyone is jealous and hopes that Zhang Zizai will fail in evolution. Don't be so anxious, wait for a while, Feng Xiaoao said. Then from what you said, if there is 1 hour left and he hasn't finished, we can only move him away, Lin Mu said lightly. Feng Xiaoao smiled contemptuously and said, you two old men, you just want to take revenge, why are you pretending? I may think that what I said is unfair, but Shenzong is not a place of absolute fairness. If you have the possibility of becoming the most outstanding genius, you can deprive others of the right to the God's day. You usually do this. Why do you have to be righteous and dignified in front of me today? The importance of a super totem genius is more important, or the importance of a group of people's God's day is particularly clear to any elder of Shenzong. You will make these young people feel cold if you say this. How do you know that the remaining people will not have high God's day? Xiankang's words attracted another round of praise. Feng Xiaoao knew his tricks. He waved his hand indifferently and said, I knew someone would come out to make trouble. I have already reported to the Lord of the Beast God Palace. If you want to reduce the number of geniuses with the Hong level totem in the Beast God Palace, you can go up and touch him. We will see how our Lord will deal with you. Feng Xiaoao's method is simple and rough. Let you pretend, and wait for the Lord to come and see what you say. Sure enough, not long after, a skinny black-robed man who seemed to have walked out of the darkness appeared in front of the origin altar. He appeared silently, and his whole body was shrouded in black air. His appearance made everyone extremely awed for a while, and they all saluted, greetings to the Lord of the Beast God Palace. This black-robed man appeared suddenly, which made Xiankang and the other two speechless. Xiankang, I heard that you want him to fail in evolution? Do you have a personal grudge? The Lord of the Beast God Palace asked in a hoarse voice. Xiankang knelt down quickly, his face pale, and said, Palace Master, Absolutely not, I just think about the remaining hundreds of disciples. So what you mean is that I didn't think about them. You still say such things to me, it seems that you don't understand the rules of the divine section. Xiankang's face was pale again. He knew that today he really remembered some things in the past and was a little angry. He could only lower his head and dare not speak. The beast god palace master's eyes were fixed on Zhang Zizai. Although he is older and his realm is lower, if the totem is in place, he can catch up in the future and become a pillar of the beast god palace. Feng Xiaoao, cultivate him well. Feng Xiaoao smiled and said, Palace master, don't worry, he will definitely let him eat and drink spicy. After all, his divine luck is so high, and the ancient god is so favored. If I take good care of him, my luck may be better. The beast god palace master narrowed his eyes again and glanced at the remaining disciples. Don't be naive. Who said that the divine sect is a fair place? Here, only your ability is considered. If you are not talented enough, you will have to leave in a few years. Only the real elites can stay. Today he has such a good fortune, and you all have to sacrifice for this good fortune. You can hate him, but if there are people who surpass him, they will have the same rights as him in the future. What he said was very straightforward and realistic. The remaining disciples could only bow their heads. They hated Zhang Zizai, but who cares? The lord of the beast god palace suddenly disappeared, leaving Xiankang and Linmu with two livid faces. They left directly. How could they have the face to stay here after being scolded by the lord of the beast god palace? Let you pretend, Feng Xiaoao laughed. However, he did not expect that Zhang Zizai was more competitive than he imagined. In fact, it took only 2 hours for his totem to evolve successfully. It took him an hour to feel the new totem before he finally sorted it out. The evolution source of the god of death carries the power of death and darkness. My totem now should be the god of death's dark dragon totem, one of the 8 super totems in the legend of the flame dragon. It is at the same level as the flame dragon emperor's flame emperor holy dragon totem. It is considered to be the flood level above the wild level. He visualized the natal sea, the black little dragon in the natal sea. The previous Tai Chi shadow still existed, but this time, the little dragon itself changed. It grew a little bigger, the whole body was shrouded in the grey breath of death, and the pair of blood-red eyes became more indifferent and murderous. The biggest change brought by this god of death evolution source is the change of true Qi. Now his 8 kinds of true Qi have all added the attribute of god of death, which is a terrifying attribute. Whether it is wind, thunder, fire, ice, wind, they all carry this breath of death. This kind of hope breath can corrode the opponent's flesh and blood and true Qi during the battle. Only when you become Zhang Zizai's opponent and are constantly entangled, attacked, and restricted by the true Qi with the attribute of death, you will know how terrible it is. At that time, Zhang Zizai was like a god of death. When his true Qi swept out, trees and flowers would wither directly. A source beast with vigorous blood and Qi might turn into a corpse in an instant, and all its flesh and blood would be corroded. The upgraded true Qi is even more majestic, and the surging breath of death is like a beast hidden in his body. From the Tai Chi Black Dragon Totem to the Death God Dark Dragon Totem, Zhang Zizai's talent has undergone another transformation. This time, it was mainly because I didn't expect it at all. It came too unexpectedly, so it's hard to express in words how happy I am. Taking advantage of the evolution of the totem, Zhang Zizai spent an hour to break through the last mysterious vein. The last level of the 9 Heavens Dragon Pulse fixation technique is called the Light Heavenly Dragon Mysterious Vein. It was originally a snow-white light power, surpassing the other 8 mysterious veins, but just after it succeeded, it was directly changed into darkness by the totem, so it was simply called the Dark Sky Dragon Mysterious Vein. His totem can turn all power into darkness, including light, and it has become the purest darkness. The 9th level of the Mysterious Vein realm, the complete martial arts totem, has been completed. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 245. It took a total of 4 hours from the beginning of the totem evolution to his breakthrough to the 9th level of the Xuanhuan realm. When the black fog on the origin altar cleared, a black-clothed boy appeared here. Although his totem was dark enough, he was indeed handsome and beautiful from his appearance. He inherited Ruohua's appearance, which many girls could not match. Moreover, he looked particularly clean and natural. Of course, this was still well taken care of by Juxian. She was amazing. She had to pay attention to clothing matching every day and dress her little cabbage handsomely before going out. What others didn't know was that now 3/4 of the space in Zhang Zizai's space jade pendant was filled with her clothes and jewelry. There were more than 100 skirts alone. Women, it's really scary. She couldn't wear the same clothes every day. Many of the clothes in Yanlongxiu were thrown away after being worn once. Zhang Zizai thought that going back at this time would definitely give her a huge surprise. He looked at the sky. It was almost evening. The thousands of priests around were still here. He thought that he might have delayed a lot of people's time. There were still several hours before the end of the god's fortune day, which should be enough. He said politely to everyone, "Everyone, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect the totem to evolve. I delayed everyone's time. Please forgive me. Fortunately, I didn't affect you. I'm so sorry." In fact, many people were still unwilling to accept it. Why did they wait for half a year and the opportunity was gone? They didn't expect Zhang Zizai to succeed so quickly, and they didn't expect that he didn't act arrogantly, but apologized sincerely. The anger of most people towards him had almost dissipated. After all, they only waited a few more hours, which didn't affect their god's fortune day at all. Zhang Zizai hurried down. He found that Feng Xiaoao and the others looked at him as if they were looking at a monster. "Tisk tisk, you have become a pervert at such a young age. You must be very bitter," Feng Xiaoao sighed. "Go to hell," Zhang Zizai said. They, the holy servants and the priests, really don't have a sense of mutual respect. "Zhang Zizai, go back early and explore the power of the new totem." Gu Xianying smiled, then pulled Ruo Xiaoyu and said, "It's time to go back. I'll teach you how to use this flower shadow needle. Your brother will come to see you." "Thank you, Gu Shenqi," Zhang Zizai said politely. After confirming that Zhang Zizai had indeed become a Hong-level totem, Qiu Yi also left with Wanqian. A group of them returned to the Beast God Palace. Lu Dingxin was also in a hurry to go back and explore his wind-breaking axe and mountain-breaking hammer, while Bai Shenjin was familiar with the Beast God Palace. At that time, he would have to take Zhang Zizai to familiarize them with the Beast God Palace. Now that he has spirit stones in his hands, there are many things he wants to buy. "Ahem, Zhang Zizai, become my priest, move to my Xiaoao Palace tonight, and I will prepare a large yard for you," Feng Xiaoao said. "His level is higher than Ling Qingtian." "Okay, I will go with Sister Juxian later." "What is Juxian doing here?" Feng Xiaoao asked. "We live together, inseparable," Zhang Zizai said. Feng Xiaoao was stunned. "Damn, this girl is an old cow eating young grass, so inhumane." He shook his head and said, "Damn it, it seems that I have to let you live far away, so as not to disturb my precious disciples who are practicing. You are really enviable. Others are cultivating vegetarians, you are cultivating meat. Cultivating vegetarians probably means being single." After saying that, he left first. Ling Qingtian said, "According to the totem, you are now at the level of Son of God. But the realm and age are indeed incomparable with the real Son of God. The Son of God of the same age as you are gradually approaching the peak of the saint body realm." So strong, Zhang Zizai was speechless. However, there are only 5 gods and goddesses in a temple. These are the top super geniuses in the entire origin continent. It is normal that they are stronger than him, a genius of the Flame Dragon dynasty. After all, these people may have totems at the age of 6. They have been practicing for 10 years now. How to compare? In fact, as long as the totem level is raised, one day you can make up for the gap in the early stage. You should be more careful and low-key in the future, and focus on practicing and growing. You have a lot of capital, and now you need a stable growth, understand? He and Zhang Yunting are good friends, and now he is taking care of Zhang Zizai on behalf of his parents, so he is very responsible. I understand. Zhang Zizai nodded. Your fame today will surely alarm the entire divine section. Maybe someone will come looking for you, but don't pay attention to them. Just tell Feng Xiaoao if you have anything to say. In the divine sect, no one can control him except the palace master. And he also protects his shortcomings. We have known each other for decades, and he is a trustworthy person. Okay. Seeing that Zhang Zizai's answer was so brief, Ling Qingtian knew where he was in a hurry to go. He laughed dumbly and said, "Okay, I won't bother you anymore. Go find your priest." Zhang Zizai finally waited for him to finish, and ran away in a flash. It's so cool that the totem evolved inexplicably. When he came back to tell Juxian, the two hugged each other and rolled on the ground excitedly for a few rounds. It's really a big bargain. Zhang Zizai was still not satisfied. Your sister, you stained my skirt. This is a limited edition. There is no duplicate in the entire divine section. Juxian stood up and saw her dirty skirt. She was immediately anxious. This matter was more important than Zhang Zizai's obtaining the 5th level evolution source. This chapter is not finished yet. Please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. You compensate me for my skirt. Can't you just wash it? You are stupid. Can you still wear washed clothes? After washing clothes, can't they be worn anymore? Take out the skirt marked 113 from your space jade pendant. Okay. Her clothes are all numbered, otherwise how would Zhang Zizai know which one to take? What is this? He took out a pink thing, and it smelled really good. Brah, haven't you seen it before? Put it back quickly. Finally, Zhang Zizai found the skirt marked 113. The two of them packed up and moved to Xiaoao Hall, just next door. Feng Xiaoao was very generous. As expected, he gave them a quiet manor with a large courtyard and palace, as well as a pool and a sea of flowers, which was also suitable for cultivation. Pay attention to your influence. My disciples are all pure children. Don't pollute their worldview. Feng Xiaoao also warned when he left. Get lost, Juxian said with a smile. Stinky girl, you are old, but you still violate this young boy. Tisk tisk. Get lost. If you say another word, I will burn down your Xiaoao palace. Juxian glared at him. Damn it, I can't afford to offend you. He ran away in a flash. Take out all my clothes. I want to turn this room into a cloakroom. She has already started to make arrangements in this new residence. This room is so big, it should be used for cultivation, Zhang Zizai said. The biggest one should be used to store clothes. Do you understand? Zhang Zizai found that he really couldn't understand it. Are beautiful clothes more important than cultivation? However, they finally settled down. In the future, the two of them may be lingering here for the rest of their lives. Is it 2 years, or a lifetime? Zhang Zizai watched her happily tidy up her clothes bit by bit. That happy expression was so cute. It's time to keep working hard. He wanted a lifetime, not 2 years. The Yuanqi Shenlong Sutra, the third part, the method of forging the holy body. It's time to find a way to achieve the third great realm of cultivation, the holy body realm. Otherwise, I really can't keep up with the pace of the geniuses of the origin continent. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 246. The Yuanqi Holy Dragon Sutra has 3 parts. Among them, the 9 extreme dragon drilling technique appeared directly, while the 9 heavenly dragon pulse fixing technique took some effort. Now his 9 heavenly dragon pulse fixing technique has been perfected, and the 9 heavenly dragons are connected to form a perfect dragon outline in the body, which is the martial arts totem. The holy body realm is a higher level above the mysterious veins realm. It is a subversion in martial arts practice. To reach the holy body realm, it is necessary to shatter the intact martial arts totem in the body. After the martial arts totem is shattered, the true energy will be completely scattered, and together with the fragments of the martial arts totem, it will flow into the muscles, bones, flesh, skin, hair, internal organs, etc., forming a totem holy body. This realm is to integrate the imprint of the totem into the flesh, bones, internal organs, and internal organs of the whole body, so that the whole body is completely covered by the totem. In this way, the power of the totem can be perfectly combined with the human body. The majestic true Qi is also integrated into every corner of the body, making the true Qi omnipresent in the body, rather than confined to the martial arts totem. The physical body of the cultivator at this level will be very terrifying. The 9 heavens flame dragon holy body of the prince defeated by Zhang Zizai before is the complete holy body realm. In this realm, the divine body is forged with the exercises, and the true Qi gathers all over the body, grows together with the divine body, and merges into one. When the body is strong, the Qi is sufficient. At this level, the physical body that integrates the true Qi and the fragments of the martial arts totem is extremely powerful, and can break rivers and mountains, and is known as the martial arts god. Each totem holy body has 9 levels of realms, which are the 9 changes of the physical body. Each change is the fusion and transformation of the totem power and itself. The first level, the true Qi and the martial arts totem fragments, forge the skin of the whole body. Starting from the outside, the skin of the warriors in this realm is extremely tough. The second level, forging the muscles of the whole body, the muscles are the largest part of the body, the muscles are strong, and the totem warrior can be copperhead and iron arm. The third level is to forge the bones of the whole body. The bones are the support of the whole body. The stronger the bones, the stronger the body. The fourth level is to forge the tendons of the whole body. The tendons are all over the body. The stronger the tendons, the stronger the whole body. The fifth level, forging the heart and surrounding blood, which is the strengthening of the blood system of the whole body. After strengthening, the blood is vigorous, comparable to the source beast. The sixth level, rebuilding the surrounding acupoints. The human body has 409 acupoints. This time it is not to find the spiritual acupoints, but to integrate the totem fragments and true Qi into all the acupoints to form countless power cores of the body. The seventh level is to forge the internal organs of the whole body. The strong internal organs are the foundation of the holy body. The eighth level is the more important part, forging the brain. The brain is the center of the human body. It is said that after forging, the soul realm can be improved. As for the ninth level, it is more mysterious. It is to open up the totem sea in the body. It is said that once the totem sea is completed, the holy body realm is completely completed. When the holy body is fully completed, it has the ability to penetrate the sky and the earth. First practice Qi, then break and then establish, and use Qi to forge the body, which is the experience summarized by the ancient ancestors. There used to be a practice method that first forged the body and then practiced Qi, but it was basically eliminated because of many defects. It can be said that the holy body realm is a very important stage for laying the foundation. Zhang Zizai dared not use other methods of forging the holy body casually. Next, he concentrated on visualizing the totem to find the method of forging the holy body of the Yuanqi Shenlong Sutra. There are levels of Tiandi Xuanhuan, which are higher than Tian level, and there are also Huang level and Hong level. He doesn't know what level this Yuanqi Shenlong Sutra is. However, he thinks it is definitely stronger than everyone's practice. After all, this practice comes from the God box. That is something sent from heaven. In the Sea of Life, the evolved little black dragon is already the death god Nether Dragon. It squinted its eyes, and Zhang Zizai looked at it and talked to it. He didn't know how to get a new practice method anyway, so he could only mess around. Anyway, he remembered that when the Yuanqi Shenlong Sutra first appeared, there was a method of forging the holy body, but it flashed too fast at that time, and his realm was too low, so he couldn't remember it at all. After a long time of visualization, the whole person tends to be drowsy. Occasionally, he would withdraw to rest for a while, and then continue. Juxian had already decorated their new home very beautifully outside. The advantage of your place is that the land is vast and the population is sparse. Even the land on this sky island is not valuable. Such a large villa can only be bought for hundreds of millions, but it is easy to get it here. She didn't know what she was mumbling again. Zhang Zizai smiled and watched her busy. It was really good to have only 2 people in the whole world. However, in order to keep this beauty going, he had to continue to work hard. In a daze, the words were actually clear. This is the sun, moon, and star Shenlong body forging technique. Zhang Zizai recalled the name. Then, the details gradually emerged, and he began to remember this top-level cultivation method. Anyway, it surpassed the heaven level. Attracting the essence of the sun, moon, and stars, guiding the essence of the star holy dragon, the dark moon holy dragon and the sun holy dragon to forge the holy body is a method of absorption and also a method of plunder. The essence of heaven and earth is originally plundered by all things, but this method transcends heaven and earth, guides the sun, moon, and stars, and the holy body forged is the holy of the holy. Zhang Zizai was still very shocked when he pondered those words. In the first 3 levels, draw the power of the stars to forge the skin, muscles, and bones, and forge the power of the star holy body. The skin, muscles, and bones are like stars, shining and endless. In the middle 3 levels, draw the power of the dark moon to forge the tendons, heart, and acupoints, and forge the power of the dark moon holy body. It is like a bright moon in the sky, planted in the heart. In the last 3 levels, the power of the sun is imprinted, the 5 internal organs and 6 brains are forged, the totem sea is opened up, and the power of the sun holy body is released. If there is a scorching sun on the body, the holy body will be unprecedentedly magnificent. Between heaven and earth, as long as there are sun, moon, and stars, the fighting power will be endless. Zhang Zizai's Tai Chi evolution source already has the totem shadow and double endurance. Coupled with the absorption ability of this holy body forging method, his sustained fighting ability can be said to be difficult to have an opponent. From then on, Zhang Zizai sat cross-legged on the roof directly. Every night, he attracted the starlight in the sky to illuminate himself and began to forge the skin around his body. This is just the beginning. When forging to a certain extent, he can break the martial arts totem and enter the holy body realm from then on. This sun, moon, and star holy dragon body forging technique can be said to be quite powerful. On the first day of Zhang Zizai's practice, there was a sky full of starlight covering his body. At that moment, he felt that many star points were integrated into his skin. A lot of them condensed in one night. Juxian was always by his side, so when the 2 of them were together, Zhang Zizai could even condense the starlight in the sky much more easily. This was indeed amazing. She said that her totem was called, Devouring Fox. Zhang Zizai asked what was so powerful about her totem, and she smiled and said, "You will know soon." The 2 of them bathed in the starlight, like a couple of gods and immortals. These days, the news that Zhang Zizai had obtained the 5th level evolution source on the day of divine luck had spread throughout the divine sect, and for a time, everyone in the divine sect knew him. Some people wanted to visit here, but Zhang Zizhe refused on the grounds of closed-door cultivation. However, some people saw Juxian here and spread the news. Now, everyone knew that the person with the highest divine luck in history was actually with the divine spellcaster. Many rumors came to mind. They might not be so nice. Where there are people, there are rivers and lakes, and there is sophistication. Zhang Zizhe didn't care about these things. He began to enter the sprint stage. After absorbing starlight for half a month, he could almost open up the holy body. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 247. From the Xuanmei realm to the Shengti realm, the previously established martial arts totem needs to be completely shattered, and then rebuilt. Let the outline of the totem be integrated into every corner of the body. In the sun, moon, star, holy dragon body forging technique, there is a simple and rough method to shatter the martial arts totem. The process must be uncomfortable, and there is no easy way to shatter the totem in the world. Zhang Zizhe has been preparing for a while, and he has a lot of confidence in his heart, and he has 9 immortals to protect him throughout the process. Her strength is very high, and she has long surpassed the Shengti realm. On a starry night, the sky is inlaid with stars like dense gems, and Zhang Zizhe begins to shatter the totem. Inducing the power of the starry holy dragon, it falls from the sky and detonates the martial arts totem. During the practice, the starlight in the sky poured down, making his whole body shine with strong starlight. At this time, he is like a star on the ground. Indistinctly, there is a dragon formed by the starlight, entwining his body. Endless star power gathered, which was the result of nearly a month, and now all gathered in the 9 mysterious veins. Break. With a command, the starlight instantly shattered the 9 mysterious veins and 9 spiritual orifices. At that moment, Zhang Zizhe felt like he had destroyed himself. The predecessors actually came up with such a way of cultivation, which is really a great merit. He sighed in his heart. The holy body realm, broken and then established. After the martial arts totem was broken, countless fragments turned into particles and drilled into every corner of the body. The imprint of the totem surged all over the body, densely packed. The 9 kinds of true qi in the past were completely mixed together at this time, all black, some wrapped in thunder, some burning flames, and some condensing ice, but there was no mutual repulsion. The martial arts totem has been shattered. The next step is the time to establish. For countless nights, he absorbed the starlight from the sky and used the sun, moon, and star holy dragon body forging technique to forge the skin around him. Now that he has the fragments of the martial arts totem laying the foundation for his skin, and then tempered with 9 kinds of true qi, his first level of the holy body realm has taken shape at a terrifying speed. Others absorb the vitality of heaven and earth to forge their bodies, while he absorbs the starlight to forge his body, which is naturally powerful. About half a month later, his skin around his body seemed to be covered with stars, shining brightly. From this moment on, it is almost equivalent to a copper head and iron arms. There is a lot of true qi in the countless stars. The true qi of the martial arts totem did not dissipate, but was integrated into the surrounding skin, making it more magnificent. Moreover, there is a new transformation. The first level of the holy body realm has been completed. As expected by Zhang Zizhe, under the strong changes of the totem, the stars on his skin around his body quickly turned black, and all became black stars. In the holy body, the flowing true qi is also pitch black, and the 9 kinds of death god dark dragon true qi gather in the body, unprecedentedly magnificent. In addition, the skin itself has been forged quite terrifyingly. At this time, he has already formed the first step of the death god dark dragon holy body. It can be seen that the black stars around him burst out with infinite death power, which makes him look like the god of death walking out of the darkness. Although the first level is only the simplest holy body realm, it also makes Zhang Zizhe completely different from others. especially the evolution source of Death God, which rapidly improves his evil spirit. At this time, his skin is still very white, but the whole body is full of killing spirit, so it will appear particularly weird. Although only the skin around the body is forged, the skin around the body is actually a very important part of the body, and it also drives the surge of strength all over the body. Part of the power of the Star Holy Dragon has been introduced from the skin to the muscles all over the body. At the same time, Zhang Zizai began to practice the second level of the Holy Body realm. However, this is not something that can be rushed. It will take some time to forge a large amount of Star Holy Dragon power in the muscles. But he is sure that his Sun Moon Star Holy Dragon body forging technique is much more terrifying than others in terms of speed and effect. The power of the Star Holy Dragon is the power of the flesh, which is invisible and intangible. The true chi of the Death God Dark Dragon is gathered in it, and the two powers can burst out at the same time. Moreover, the shadow of the Tai Chi evolution source still exists, which makes his true chi still surpass others. Zhang Zizai finished a period of practice. Now he is much stronger than when he defeated the prince. He tried to fight with Juxian, and although he was abused by her, it was much better than before. Being abused by a beauty, the process was also erotic. In fact, Juxian has made considerable progress since she practiced with Zhang Zizai. It seems that from the beginning to now, she has broken through the third realm. She said that Jushin already has the strength of a divine servant. And she is almost there. Maybe, if she is stronger, if that day comes, there may be a way to fight. Zhang Zizai actually spends some time every day to look up the affairs of the divine spellcaster. So far, he has no hope. According to historical records, all the former divine spellcasters died on their 30th birthday. It seems that when you get close to that day, you will start to age very quickly, and finally die of old age. It sounds really scary. God is so unfair. He was not scared. On this day, he went to find Feng Xiaoyao to see what the Holy Spirit servant would think of the divine spellcaster. During this period of time, he felt that he was very low-key and might be gradually forgotten. After all, he was just lucky, but he was not a big shot. This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. After leaving their yard, before they reached Feng Xiaoyao, 8 boys and girls of the same age came towards them. These were Feng Xiaoyao's disciples. He had introduced them before, but they didn't have much friendship. They came from all over the origin continent, and in their hometowns, they were all rare super geniuses. Their arrogance was slightly restrained in the divine sect. They were about the same age as Zhang Zizai, but they were basically in the saint body realm. Most of them were heaven-level totems, and a few were wild-level totems. Zhang Zizai was in a hurry to get on his way, and he crossed paths with them. Stop! Suddenly someone called him. Zhang Zizai looked back and saw a dark-skinned boy with narrow pupils and a sturdy body, like a black panther. What's the matter? Zhang Zizai asked. The young man suddenly smiled and said, "You are the Zhang Zizai with great luck, right? Let me introduce myself. My name is Li Taking, and I am the prince of the Black Silver Dynasty. I live in the westernmost part of the origin continent, which is incredibly far away from Yuanlong." It's really far away, Zhang Zizai smiled. Li Taking introduced several other people to Zhang Zizai, all of whom were super geniuses from the southeast, northwest, and northeast of the origin continent. They all have noble status in the local area, and there are many princes and princesses. This is nothing strange. The royal family has the most training resources, and there are a lot of princes in this divine sect. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. After a polite chat, Zhang Zizai had no time to deal with them. Don't leave in a hurry. I have something to advise you. After all, you are a newcomer and don't understand many things. He was smiling just now, but suddenly he became serious. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qingyang. Chapter 248. You say. Li Taking approached him and said seriously, I heard that you are with that spellcaster and have a good relationship with her. I advise you to stay away from her. You don't know that anyone around the spellcaster will be killed. You are so lucky to have a flood level totem, don't waste it. I heard that you live together day and night. Although the spellcaster is not young, her appearance and figure are really amazing. It is normal for you to be addicted to her. However, you really need to think about it. We are also reminding you because we are both holy priests, another person said. When they said this about Juxian, Zhang Zizai sneered in his heart. He said lightly, don't worry about it. Go away. He knew whether they were really kind or jealous of Zhang Zizai's fortune. Li Taking shook his head and said, sure enough, he was bewitched by the spellcaster. I heard that this woman is very promiscuous, but you actually like her. I admire you. Brother Li, you haven't seen her, so you don't know how charming she is. I guarantee that you will be intoxicated by her once you take a look. Another person laughed. They laughed together. Let's go, let's see how angry you are. Li Taking smiled helplessly. They also supported those rumors and just played with Zhang Zizai. On one side is the spellcaster who is despised by everyone, but so beautiful and charming, and on the other side is this guy who is so lucky that people hate him. Who wouldn't have some little thoughts in his heart? To put it bluntly, it's jealousy. No need to leave. Zhang Zizai stood in place and pulled out the lonja sword behind him, his face gloomy. At this moment, there was a faint grey dragon swimming around him, which was the breath of the god of death. The flowers and plants within a 10-foot range withered instantly, and the leaves of a tree turned yellow directly. In a very short time, it turned into a dead tree like a ghost claw. The power of the death god Nether Dragon Totem is so terrible. Li Taking took a look and frowned. He said, I heard that you are still in the Xuanhuan realm, but you are just lucky enough to have a Hong level totem. Are you sure you want to fight me? Zhang Zizai saw that he was probably in the second level of the holy body realm, stronger than Long Yun. As for the others, they should all be in the first level of the holy body realm and the 9th level of the Xuanhuan realm, so Li Taking is respected. Let's go together. Zhang Zizai walked towards them with a sword. They laughed loudly. I am dying of laughter. Every new disciple is so ignorant of the height of the world. Don't laugh at him. When he came here, he thought he was still the invincible guy in his hometown, and then he was all covered in dust. Shenzhen, this is the place where geniuses gather in the origin continent. Here, geniuses are the least valuable. Brother Li, you can teach him a lesson and let him know what Shenzhen is. It will also be good for him in the future. They were all smiling. Okay, Zhang Zizai, I'm doing this for your own good. Li Taking shook his head and smiled bitterly. The next moment, his eyes became sharp. Li Taking's demon Black Panther totem is really scary. Some people in the 3rd level of the Saint Body realm are not his opponents. Just as he was talking, Li Taking's whole body changed dramatically. Zhang Zizai saw a change similar to the panda's god and demon transformation. A lot of black hair grew on his body, his head turned directly into a black panther's head, his eyes were as black as ink, and his hands and feet turned into sharp blood-colored claws. It was completely a combination of man and Black Panther. It was a Black Panther standing on its own. His aura was equivalent to the vigorous breath of the source beast, and it looked like it was at the same level as the panda's god and demon transformation. If the panda had the 2nd level of the Saint Body realm, it would be so strong. He was especially scary in terms of speed, much faster than Zhang Zizai. When he decided to take action, he absolutely did not hesitate, and killed in front of Zhang Zizai in an instant. Learn well, at this time, he still had the mind to talk. The onlookers were all smiling, waiting to see Zhang Zizai's frustrated mood. They had all experienced this process. Zhang Zizai just glanced at him coldly and moved in an instant. He did not have any moves, and the whole person turned into a lightning storm, suddenly colliding with Li Taking, and the dragon ghost sword in his hand turned into a heavy sword, slashing directly. It was just a very ordinary sword. However, the power of the star holy dragon in the flesh, as well as the violent death god nether dragon chi, and the dragon ghost sword chi gathered together, and this sword directly slashed out a grey sword chi, which was a full 10 feet long. Bang! With a loud bang, Li Taking flew backwards, hit the ground hard, and screamed in pain. People saw that a huge sword mark appeared on his chest, with blood and flesh on it, and even the ribs were clearly visible. Such a serious injury caused his heavenly demon transformation to be directly lifted. The death god nether dragon chi was still entangled in his body, and his flesh and blood quickly withered, and in the blink of an eye it was charred. If this continues, the poisonous chi will corrode his flesh, blood, and internal organs. This is the horror of the god of death. Zhang Zizai put away the death god's dark dragon chi on him and spared his life. To be honest, the battle was too short. When Zhang Zizai put away his sword, almost no one reacted. Only Li Taking screamed in pain. He was still unwilling, because he didn't know how he was defeated. Zhang Zizai, what did you do? Zhang Zizai ignored him. After injuring him severely, he was ready to get down to business. Why are you so arrogant? That mantra master lives in our Xiaoao palace, which is unlucky for us. Sooner or later, you will get out of the divine sect again. Li Taking was too angry. He was unwilling to accept it. This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. But when he finished the sentence, with a whoosh, a sword pierced into his mouth. In an instant, his tongue was shattered. His face was pale, and he stared at Zhang Zizai miserably. Zhang Zizai drew the dragon ghost sword and said lightly, "The flies are always making noises, which is too annoying. In the future, you should talk less, and the world will be quiet." This is not talking less, this is not talking at all in the future. Zhang Zizai, you are looking for death. Not only did he injure someone severely, but he even broke his tongue. Of course, the rest of them couldn't stand watching, and a group of people joined forces to kill Zhang Zizai. In less than 10 breaths, although they were all in the first level of the holy body realm, they all fell to the ground and screamed, their bodies were bloody. In the duel between totems and true chi, they were all directly crushed by Zhang Zizai. Don't let me hear similar words again, otherwise, all of you will not be able to use your tongue for the rest of your life, Zhang Zizai said with a smile. They fell to the ground, looking at him in great fear, and dared not say a word again. By the way, I know you must want to find the Holy Spirit servant and let him preside over justice. However, the Holy Spirit servant treats me as a treasure. Guess who he will stand on the side of? Zhang Zizai shook his head and smiled, swaggering over them and went to find Feng Xiaoao. A group of people were left behind, wailing in pain, wanting to cry but without tears. Zhang Zizai had confiscated all the death god nether dragon true chi from them, which was enough to torture them for a while. The first time he tried, he knew that the death god was so terrible. On the way, he touched an ancient tree casually, and it withered directly. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Fengqing Yang. Chapter 249. Is there something wrong with me? Zhang Zizai saw Feng Xiaoao after walking a few steps, and asked directly. To be honest, he hated to hear these boring slanders. These people were really ruthless to the 9 immortals. Are the divine spellcasters so scary? Those obscene rumors are indeed ruthless. But this is also the indifference of human nature. It's up to you, As long as fewer people die. Feng Xiaoyao rolled his eyes. People who gossip about others will be inferior all their lives, and have no future. It doesn't matter if they are useless. I want to ask about the divine spellcaster. Zhang Zizai went straight to the point. At this point, I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow. Feng Xiaoyao said with a headache, don't bother with this. If I knew, I would have saved her long ago. It's true. I've also checked a lot, but there's really no way. I heard that there are 6 great magic symbols between heaven and earth, one of which is called immortality symbol. Can it protect her from death? Zhang Zizai asked carefully. That thing is just a legend. Where can it be found? If it really exists, maybe. After all, the magic spell was cast by the ancient gods, and the 6 magic symbols are also from the ancient gods. Maybe they can cancel each other out. He probably made such a speculation to give Zhang Zizai some hope. Besides that, is there really no way? If there is a way, why do other magic spellcasters still die after working hard for 30 years? Some things are beyond human control. Think about it, just be happy, let her live happily for the next 2 years. Feng Xiaoyao shook his head helplessly. No. Zhang Zizai lowered his head and remained silent. Feng Xiaoyao didn't say much. He patted Zhang Zizai's shoulder and suddenly smiled, you are not bad. You just came here not long ago. First, you are the 5th level evolution source, and now you have defeated my most talented priest. As my first priest, do you consider earning some face for your Holy Spirit servant? Are you asking me for something? Zhang Zizai smiled. Seeing that he said it tactfully, this is a certainty. Feng Xiaoyao said with a smile, this is not my business. I want you to stand up for our Xiaoyao Hall. Last year, I had a particularly beloved priest who was beaten to death by someone and had to be sent back to his hometown. That person also said that our Xiaoyao Hall was full of trash. That made me angry. I can't eat or drink until today. You are so thick-skinned. Then why do you smell like alcohol? Zhang Zizai said contemptuously. Haha, life is hard, don't expose it easily. But, to be honest, I have been holding back these grandsons for a long time. You must help me get rid of this anger and let them see whether our Xiaoyao Palace has talents. Zhang Zizai knew that when he got the 5th level evolution source, he helped him stop Xiankang and others. This favor must be helped. He said it easily, but he must have been very angry. The key is that there is no disciple who can support Xiaoyao Palace. So he said, it is my duty to stand up for Xiaoyao Palace, but my strength is low. If there are some benefits, maybe I can be stronger. His hint is obvious enough. You are such a cunning fellow. I need your help and you want a treasure. However, as your holy servant, I have never given you a gift. So, if you help me, I will give you a superior moon-level combat technique after you come back. I just saw that your body skills are good, but they are star-level body skills, so the upper limit is low. Deal. The body skills of the superior moon-level combat technique are already quite precious. I just let him vent his anger, and he made a profit. Tell me, who should I beat? Not just one person, follow me to the Xuanhuan temple and challenge all their priests. Damn, Zhang Zizai was stunned. He must be treating himself as a god. That person also came to challenge all of our disciples, otherwise how could I lose all my face? Do you think that the upper grade moon level battle tactics are so easy to earn? What realm? The 3rd level of the holy body realm, or perhaps the 4th level. I just became a holy divine servant, so it's normal that there are no more powerful disciples. Of course, the age limit is under 18 years old. Over 18 years old, it's no longer this realm level. The disciples of the divine sect are divided into 3 age levels. Under 18 years old, 18 to 25 years old, 25 to 30 years old. At each stage, if you don't reach a certain standard, you have to leave the divine sect. The standard for 18 years old here is the 9th level of the Xuanhuan realm. If you can't reach it, pack up and leave. Bai Shenjin and the others should still have a chance. Zhang Zizai is now in the 1st level of the holy body realm. To be honest, it's a bit risky, but since he has made a boast, he agreed. Xuanwu Hall, why do you feel familiar? He asked in confusion. You must be familiar with it. This is the lair of the old turtle Xiankang. The one who beat my disciple was his eldest grandson Xianyet. He was the brother of the naughty boy you met that day. The old turtle Xiankang has 2 sons. The younger son Xianjun was the one who died in the hands of Juxian. If you had said it was Xuanwu Temple earlier, I would have agreed directly. Zhang Zizai's eyes flashed with murderous intent. Don't pretend. I don't believe you will go without a battle tactic. Feng Xiaoao rolled his eyes. At this time last year, he was shouted at by a young boy, but there was no disciple who could fight back. It was so frustrating. He has waited for too long for today. However, Ling Shenqi asked me to be low-key. If I challenge, it would be too high profile, right? Don't believe him, he's a coward, low-key ass, just beat them up if you're unhappy. Isn't that what you did today, a coward? Can you protect the people you care about? That makes sense. Zhang Zizai turned around and left. Where are you going? Xuanwu Hall. Oh, you're really brave, just my style. I just want to ask one question, as long as you don't kill anyone, it's okay, right? Yes. Xiankang. Zhang Zizai has seen him before. His son has hurt Juxian so much, this family is trash. After coming to Shenzong and knowing these things, Zhang Zizai became a little violent. Now, he wants to beat people up all the time. It may be the influence of the new totem, but there must be anger in his heart towards the word fate. He and Feng Xiaoao shuttled through the streets of the Beast God Palace, from Xiaoao Hall to Xuanwu Hall. Xiankang is an old holy servant. The scale of Xuanwu Hall is much larger than Xiaoao Hall. It is magnificent and has many sculptures of Xuanwu beasts. It is said that this is a totem comparable to the dragon. A closer look shows that it is a combination of a turtle and a snake. There is a snake head and a snake tail in the body of the divine turtle. In the Xuanwu Hall, the atmosphere is solemn and the disciples are practicing seriously. Feng Xiaoao walked up. A middle-aged man came to ask, but he pushed him away. Xiankang, old turtle, your father is here to take revenge. He wants all the disciples under the age of 18 in Xuanwu Hall to roll out. Today, your father's disciples will beat them all down. As expected, he is really high profile. However, repaying kindness with kindness and revenge with hatred is so cool. Life must be lived like this to be truly free and easy. Zhang Zizai smiled. People, why do you have to know the height of the sky and the thickness of the earth? Holy Dragon Totem. Author, Feng Qingyang. Chapter 250. Feng Xiaoao shouted at the top of his lungs, causing the Xuanwu palace to panic. Many people heard the sound and came outside. Feng Xiaoao, soon you could see that Xiankang walked out with a cold face, followed by the 10-year-old boy Xuanyi. This little guy was still holding the nunchucks with the arrogant expression. Grandpa, are these two people here to cause trouble? Xianyi stared at Zhang Zizai, and he felt that he looked familiar. There were many worshippers who walked out with Xiankang, including those in their teens and 20s. In the blink of an eye, more than 100 people gathered here. Looking at it, all of them are heaven-level totems and above, and there are several desolate-level totems. This place really has more geniuses than shit, so much so that after coming here, the geniuses have doubts about life. In addition to the priests, there may be some quasi-divine attendants, or relatives of Xiankang. His family is relatively large in the Shenzong, and basically they can stay in the Shen zone without being assigned to various temples to worship. What do you mean? Xiankang stared at Feng Xiaoao, and he naturally saw Zhang Zizai. At this time, he now knows the relationship between Zhang Zizai and Zhu Xian. The news couldn't be hidden, Shenzong had heard that they were now lovers. Of course, they use the word concubine. Feng Xiaoao was drinking and laughing, and said, "It's simple, I will bring a priest to have a friendly discussion with the priests of your Xuanhuan hall. All junior priests under the age of 18 can be admitted, and he can pick them all. I have always suspected that there is no priest in Xuanhuan temple who can fight, so I came to confirm today." "Grandpa, isn't this what my brother said when he challenged them last year?" Xianyi said excitedly. "Yes, the kid is really smart. This is called karma," Feng Xiaoao praised. After saying this, Xuanhuan hall became lively, and someone came to challenge him. This was something that had never happened in Xuanhuan hall. The disciples are already eager to try. Especially junior priests who meet the age limit. According to age, priests are divided into beginners, intermediate, and advanced. But in fact, there is no identity difference, it is just to distinguish the age. For example, in Xuanhuan hall, there are about 50 junior priests under the age of 18. "I'm here to avenge your niece, right? She lost one of her hands by Xian yet. Can she still practice when she returns to your hometown?" Xiankang smiled coldly. A bloody light flashed in Feng Xiaoao's eyes. It turns out that she is his niece. The other party was really merciless to this girl. No wonder he brought Zhang Zizai over after seeing her ability. Today, I have to earn this breath for him and avenge that girl I have never met. Xiankang's eyes fell on Zhang Zizai. He laughed dumbly and said, "You don't want this 8th level Xuanmei realm to challenge you, do you?" He was lucky and got the 5th level evolution source, but 90% of the priests here are at a higher level than him. Feng Xiaoao said, "That's right, it's him. This guy is pretentious and thinks he is very powerful. That's why I came to Xuanhuan hall and asked the masters of Xuanhuan hall to teach him a lesson and let him know that the sky is high and the earth is high. I thought Xuanhuan hall was so powerful. Holy Divine Attendant Xiankang has good guidance, so why don't he have no one who can teach him a lesson?" This sentence actually caused a burst of laughter from the Xuanhuan hall priests. Xiankang frowned slightly, he didn't know what kind of medicine Feng Xiaoao was selling in the gourd. "You want my priest to kill him and then let the palace master blame me?" He could only guess this way. However, he has come to challenge him. If he doesn't challenge, it will be embarrassing if the news spreads. At this time, Zhang Zizai had already stood up. He walked up to everyone in Xuanhuan hall and said, "As long as those who meet the age requirements can come up one by one, or all together. In fact, there are quite a few powerful ones on the opposite side. However, now that we are standing here, there is nothing to fear." He had only been in Shenzhen for a short time, and his horizons had greatly improved. He no longer looked down upon someone with a strength similar to that of a prince. Arrogant. Pretend, holy god attendant, I'll deal with him immediately. A young man in black stood up and looked at Zhang Zizai with a slightly mocking smile. "Be careful, don't kill anyone, otherwise the palace master will trouble me," Xiankang could only whisper to him. "Don't worry, holy god servant, I have a sense of propriety." The young man knew what he was doing. Zhang Zizai is so arrogant, and now all the priests in Xuanhuan hall want to beat him up. Most of them can only regret that it is too late to stand up. The young man in black came to Zhang Zizai and said loudly, "My name is Zhao Cheng. I am 17 years old and at the 1st level of the holy body realm." Before he finished speaking, Zhang Zizai turned into a bolt of lightning and flew towards him. By doing this, you really didn't take him seriously. This person was extremely angry and directly challenged him. Zhang Zizai suddenly appeared in front of him. No matter what state he was in or what his name was, he punched out. The domineering death god Minglong's true energy and the power of the star-sacred dragon converged and collided with him, shaking Zhaoqing with one punch. Flying, spurting out blood, he flew back and crashed into the crowd, causing everyone to fall on their backs for a moment. When everyone saw it, Zhaoqing had been seriously injured and could not get up. The entire Xuanhuan hall was completely silent at this moment. Everyone looked at Zhang Zizai blankly, their faces stiff and speechless. Zhang Zizai turned around and said to Feng Xiaoao, "Look, I'm right, right? There is really no one in the Xuanhuan palace who can teach me a lesson. They are all trash and cowards. You want these people to teach me a lesson, but you really came to the wrong place. How about we change one? The priests in the Xuanhuan palace are really rubbish." Feng Xiaoao said helplessly, "Okay, change a place, I don't believe I can't teach you. This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content." "Shut up, don't go. I, Zhang Wenchao, come to challenge you," another young man stood up, still in the saint body realm. Zhang Zizai couldn't help but sigh. If you randomly pick any of these people and put them in the Yanlong dynasty, they are all geniuses from ancient times to the present, and they are all Zhang Junjian who once had a sensational reputation. When they were in their hometown before, they should be similar, they are legendary figures. The geniuses from all over the country gathered in the Shenzong and became ordinary people, which is really mysterious. But, you must come here to see the outside world and stand out. In a breath, Zhang Wenchao flew back with blood spurting out, his body was entangled by grey air, and he foamed at the mouth. Zhang Zizai looked very helpless and said, "Saint God's servant, let's go. The priests of Xuanhuan temple are too clumsy." His helpless sigh was the means to make the other group of people unable to control their anger. A group of people rushed out immediately and wanted to besiege Zhang Zizai. Stop! Xiankang narrowed his eyes and looked at Zhang Zizai, asking, "In such a short time, you entered the saint body realm?" Zhang Zizai was stunned and said, "Are you kidding me? I wasted so much time to enter the saint body realm. Do you think the time is short? God, do you need a long time to practice? You are so arrogant, saint body realm, Hong level totem, no wonder it is so powerful. It seems that you, Feng Xiaoao, really came here for revenge today, so let's follow the rules this time." He accepted the challenge openly. He glanced at the crowd and said to a calm young man in a white robe, "Yefixu, you go." "Yes, Holy Spirit servant." The young man has always been very calm and in a very good mood. His totem seems to be a bird of ice and snow. His realm is higher than the previous two opponents, probably about the same as that of Li Taking. When he walked out, someone cheered for him. Now the priests of Xuanhuan temple have red eyes, all of them are angry. "Please teach me." Yefixu said 3 words and started to act directly. Zhang Zizai drew out the dragon ghost sword and used the weapon for the first time. Baidu sword control technique. 7 swords were killed in succession, and a black star hit Yefixu's body in succession. In less than 10 breaths, Yefixu retreated, and his body was full of sword marks. Zhang Zizai beat him back, making Xiankang's face even uglier. He said, "Not yet? If they are all so rubbish, I can only leave. I've already said that it's a waste of time to be here." Xiankang took a deep breath. He knew who Zhang Zizai's target was today. He patted Xianyi's head and said, "Call your brother out." "Okay." Xianyi was also very angry.